Hey, welcome to our November regular meeting for the Franklin Park Borough Council. Roll call please.
Ms. Checkeye?
Here.
Dr. Lee?
Yeah.
Mr. Malkin?
Here.
Mr. Mislinski?
Here.
Mr. Pallid?
Here.
Mr. Schwartzmeyer?
Here.
Ms. Aludabelli? Mayor O'Keefe?
Here. Okay, there are no preliminary matters, public comments. Residents, taxpayers of the borough are permitted to comment on their matters or concern or agenda items which are before the council this evening. If you'd like to pray for our council this evening, we ask that you please stand by and give your name, spell your last name, give your address, so you'll be properly identified in the record. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. As an alternative, written comments can be sent to public comments at franklinparkborough.us prior to 12 noon Eastern on Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. In order to consider this meeting, please include November 19th public comments, up to your email, including name and address, your public identifier with the record. Any emails?
No.
Okay, we do have some signed up speakers. So let's start with the list. First person that's signed up to speak is Lynn Fletcher. If you could please approach the podium, Mike, you gotta hold it down. So we can record and then, your name and address. You gotta hold the good button down. It's like, yeah.
My name is Lynn Fletcher. My address is 2681 Hunters Point Drive, Wexford. I have lived in Franklin Park for 13 years. In those 13 years, quite a lot of vegetation near I-79 has disappeared, decreased, while the amount of traffic and associated noise has increased. The number of new homes, developments, and businesses that have been built not only in Franklin Park and surrounding communities, but those constructed in Butler County have added to the amount of traffic and thus noise in our borough. I was disappointed last year when the council decided not to have a noise study completed, something that does need to be done in order for the borough to apply for possible state and federal funding for construction of a noise barrier wall. The decision was made due to cost and no guarantee that funding would be granted for the noise barrier. And if I could remind council of just a few years ago, Franklin Park did approve and have completed a study for noise from one of the local parks pickleball courts. A noise that I have no doubt affected far fewer borough residents than the noise from I-79. A noise that affected people only during certain hours, only during certain seasons, and only during certain weather. Unlike the constant 24/7, 365 days per year noise from I-79. Did the council investigate in this past year to see if there's any funding from the state and or federal funds for the study? A study that the findings and solution would affect many more taxpayers than those affected by pickleball noise. I would also ask council to find out from PennDOT the justification of a sound barrier wall constructed along the PI Turnpike in the Warrendale area just a couple years ago, a roadway that has been there much longer than I-79. With the rerouting and construction of the new exit and entrance ramps at Route 910, I believe the state's boilerplate response that our area does not meet their criteria for noise study and subsequent sound barrier needs to be challenged. I appreciate that the borough may in the future plant some trees as an effort to noise abatement. And although that might make a small difference in the effects of noise, I believe a forest would need to be planted to make a significant improvement, and it would take a very long time for the trees to grow to make any improvement. I am sincerely asking the council please reconsider your decision and have the noise study performed. To petition PennDOT to have the study performed and rectify a significant noise problem that affects a growing number of its residents' quality of life.
Okay, next we have Christine Press. And please.
Hi, my name is Christina Kress, and I live at 2573 Hunters Point Court South. And I'm here today to talk about the same concern that Lynn Fletcher just talked about. I took more of a pragmatic approach. I have lived at Hunters Point for the past 24 years. Now, Northern Farms began development in 1980, and the construction of Hunters Point began in 1984. I'm not sure if the developers and PennDOT could not foresee the need to proactively address the noise resulting from I-79 and its connection with I-279. So what has changed since these communities were built? Well, 3 to 4 years after Hunters Point began development, I-279 was completed and opened, which spurred growth in Warrenville, Cranberry, Seven Fields, Zelienople, and Butler County. The population using this corridor has more than doubled since the 1980 consensus. It went from 72,000 to 153,000. And I have a spreadsheet validating these population numbers. In addition to the residential growth, Pine Richland, McCandless, Cranberry, Seven Fields, Adams, and Mars experienced growth in businesses, office and medical buildings, retail business, hotels and restaurants. Just Cranberry Woods alone has increased traffic as well. So a lot has changed since 1980. I-279 has enabled more people from the heart of Pittsburgh and east to cut through to the north via 279. Now, a lot of times we think this is just a nuisance, it's just annoying. But research has shown that the effects are more consequential. The American Speech Language Hearing Association has found health effects caused by consistent and constant noise, stress, anxiety and depression, sleep disturbances which result in disruption and or deprivation, hearing loss and tinnitus, high blood pressure, problems in the development of babies following birth, safety issues resulting from hearing loss, and lost productivity due to poor concentration and attention disruption. Most recent studies indicate leading researchers now believe changes to the body caused by noise can impact the body at the cellular level, hence the concern about the correlation of noise and heart disease. As someone who has a business in my home, I've had my fair share of clients asking, "What is that noise? Are you in your car?" And it's only then that I think I realized just how bad the noise is. I've also taken videos, and I'm more than happy to share those so that you can hear what it's like to live in Hunters Point. Am I asking for a noise study? Not necessarily, because I know that's been voted down before, and our need is more immediate. I'm not asking for the construction of a wall, since I realize it is at this time probably cost prohibitive. My approach is probably the opposite of what Lynn asked for. I'm asking the borough to meet and talk with a credentialed arborist on the planting and planting of a natural barrier consisting of a multi-tier, multi-row of mixed plantings. Taller evergreens such as arborvitae, spruce, cypress, mixed with shrubs such as holly rhododendron along both sides of I-79 where the development is close to the interstate. Lastly, I ask the council to reconsider not permitting the destruction of vegetation when approving new developments near Busy Road. I would use Deerfield Estates as an example. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so next we have Woods, and also the topic is called Haven.
And we'll have a public hearing at that point that you can, if you're signed up to testify for that.
I'm declined to comment. That's all. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a little misunderstanding.
Okay, anyone else?
Lawrence Braun, 1521 King Edward Drive, lived here for over 40 years. Ran my plumbing business out of my home, which the council allowed me to do. Thank you for that. And May 29 of 24, I was the dye test person for McCandless Township for the borough's ordinance on new construction dye test. I did a dye test at 1606 Memory Lane Court for Benjamin Marcus Holmes, turned it into McCandless with this bill. Finally, Tim got them to pay up after Kelly and I both tried 3 times at least talking to somebody from there, couldn't get them to pay up, but Tim got, yeah. Ray Offerman now is the boss down there apparently. And he said, well, we have to send our guys down there because it's over a year. So it's over a year, so, I'm not paying you, he says. So, since it's your ordinance, and I did the work, I'm assuming for you on your ordinance of new construction die test, which to me, you can cancel at any time, useless. I'm asking for $85, that's my part of the $170 that McCandless Township charges these people. So, $85. Does anybody like to work for free? Thanks.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, monthly reports, the minutes, the October 15th, 2025 pre-post meeting, October 15th, 2025 regular meeting, and the November 5th, 2025 work session minutes were given to the mayor and council with any corrections. Seeing as there are none, motion number 1.
Move the minutes of October 15th, 2025 pre-post meeting, the October 15th to 2025 regular meeting, and the November 5th, 2025 work session minutes be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's financial report.
General fund revenue through the end of October totaled $9,531,000, which represents approximately 68% of the annual revenue budget. General fund expenditures through October 31st totaled $10,216,100, which represents approximately 67% of the annual expenditure budget. That's my report.
Move to October treasurer's financial report be accepted as read.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Against? Abstain? Motion carries. Police report.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the month of October, Franklin Park Police Service 493 calls, resulting in 12 arrests, 1 DUI, 1 disorderly conduct, 6 harassment, 1 aggravated assault, 1 drugs, 2 warrants. 282 citations were issued and 66 warnings. There was no special response team detailed. Then on October 29th, the resident who wishes to remain anonymous presented the department with a $10,000 donation to help launch the department's first drone program. The department is deeply grateful for this generous contribution, which will enhance our operational capabilities at the police report, Mr. President.
Recommended that purchase and report be filed with the police sector.
Okay, fire report.
The fire company responded to 41 emergency calls for the month of October with the following breakdown: 10 vehicle accidents, 3 with entrapment, 7 with containment and traffic control, 9 dispatched and canceled en route, 7 fire alarm activations, 3 natural gas leaks, 2 CO alarms with no readings found, 2 brush vegetation fires, 1 chimney fire, 1 cooking fire, 1 power line down, 1 hazardous condition investigation, 1 no incident found, 1 smoke or odor of smoke, 1 commercial vehicle fire, and 1 citizen assist or service call. We provided mutual aid to other municipalities 8 times and received mutual aid 4 times. Year-to-date fire calls are 300. For the month of October, the fire company expended 475 volunteering hours. In the past 12 months, the company has expended 6,290 volunteering hours. And the report, Mr. President.
Building inspector's report.
Yes, Mr. President, construction report for October 2025. 25 permits were issued for the month of October, 4 for remodeling, 6 for decks, 6 for fences, 1 swimming pool, 1 shed, 7 miscellaneous permits, and 1 grading permit. Total value of construction for the month was $906,654. Total fees collected for the month were $7,304. End of report, Mr. President.
Announcement of executive session, Borough Council held executive session November 5th, 2025, to discuss eminent domain litigation and personnel. Borough Council also met earlier, on November 19th to discuss, potential litigation. This is Fisher Hospital litigation. Okay, on to old business. Motion number 3.
Move to adopt the proposed 2026 North End Library budget contingent upon the Borough Fund to start providing up to $205,000 as its share of municipal support.
Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Stayed? Motion carries.
Move to authorize, move tax to authorize the payment of bills which have been reviewed and approved since the last meeting and are available for viewing on the top Borough website.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Against? Staying? Motion carries. Let's see, public hearing, conditional use applications, CU 25-10-02, Campbell's Cove Haven Farm Sanctuary.
Okay. Thank you all. We'll now go on the record. Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park will now hold a public hearing on a conditional use application submitted by Karen Phillips / Hope Haven Farm Sanctuary for a property located at 1630 Fifth Lane in the R1 zoning district, currently owned by Abdul Hamed and Mercedes Ann Massoud. Assessment records show that the property is 14.04 acres. It is currently developed with a single-family dwelling, a barn, and a pond. The application is to obtain approval to use 1630 Fetter Lane to increase the existing use and operation of the Hope Haven Farm Sanctuary located on the adjacent property for a total size of approximately 20.39 acres. This is application number CU 25-10-02. Block and lot number 1202-J-176. The applicable zoning ordinance provision is in section 212-1901, agricultural use regulations. Before we ask the applicant to come up and present their case, as well as see if there's anybody who has, wants to seek standing to participate in tonight's public hearing, I do have a number of preliminary exhibits that will enter into the record. Borough Exhibit A is the application received on October 2nd, 2025. Borough Exhibit B is the sales agreement. Borough Exhibit B is the zoning ordinance text allowing animal husbandry as a conditional use in the R1 district. Borough Exhibit D is the text of section 1803, the general conditional use criteria. Borough Exhibit E is the public hearing proof of publication from October 30th and November 6th. Borough Exhibit F are pictures of the property posting. Borough Exhibit G are the letters to neighboring property owners and the notice to the applicant. Borough Exhibit H is the original staff report dated October 17th, 2025. Borough Exhibit I is the applicant response letter dated October 2025. Borough Exhibit J is the final staff report dated October 29th, 2025. Finally, Borough Exhibit K will be the October 21st, 2025 Planning Commission meeting minutes with their recommendation for approval with conditions. At this point, anybody that's going to be testifying in this matter, the applicant, Mr. Phillips, and any residents that are seeking party status or care to give public comment, you please rise and be sworn in by our court reporter. Okay. Yes.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give, the cause now being heard, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and so that each of you shall answer to God on that last great day?
Thank you. Before we hear from the applicant, is there anybody in the public that's a neighbor, received the letter, or is in close proximity that is seeking party status to participate in this public hearing and any potential appeals? Seeing none. Okay. At this time, I just asked briefly Mr. Phillips to let us know the recommendation from the planning commission as our applicant comes forward to state their case. I do have copies of the exhibits at the podium as well. Mr. Phillips?
The application was favorable at the planning commission, based on conditions, my staff report is.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Dr. Phillips, sorry, it's a little confusing between Mr. Phillips and Dr. Phillips. No.
Good evening, I am Dr. Karen Phillips, and I appreciate you guys listening to my case this evening. I am the founder and the director of Hope Haven Farm Sanctuary. We are currently a 6-acre farm sanctuary on Oxford Main Road. I've been running the sanctuary for 14, 15 years now. Our purpose is to rescue abused and neglected farm animals and give them a lifelong sanctuary at our farm. And our main mission really is to spread compassion. We are open to the public May through November, and we welcome community and any of the public to come and visit our animals, learn about animal welfare, compassion to all animals and to others. We do promote plant-based living and environmental protection as well. And we've been doing this for 15 years. Great response from the community and Pittsburgh at large. We've had a lot of success, a lot of fun. And this new property that's come up for sale behind us is kind of just a little slice of heaven sent to us, a blessing, because it abuts right up against the back of our current property. And it's a beautiful piece of property that has some beautiful flat land that we can use for our grazing animals, such as our alpaca and our sheep, to increase their grazing land. And there is a beautiful historical old barn on the property that we would love to renovate and have that for our classes, for children and for the public, that we've been doing a lot of over the last 15 years, but we've been doing it all outside because we don't have a facility where we can have indoor classes. So this farm would be a beautiful addition. And as well as the majority of the 14-acre property is wooded and gorgeous, and we'd like to keep that very natural. We'd like to, promote environmental protection, maybe have some walking nature tours back there and wildlife protection areas. So our goals are really just to continue doing what we've been doing for 15 years very successfully, and just give our animals a lot more beautiful land to enjoy. And we've just taken in a brand new emu, and they love to run, so this will be wonderful for them to have more places to go get around and do zoomies. So I appreciate you guys for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Phillips. We do have in the zoning ordinance, section 1901D, animal husbandry, the requirements for the conditional use. Mr. Phillips, was that reviewed by the planning commission with respect to their recommendation?
Yes, it was. I reviewed it, and then I also passed on the conditions of approval in my staff report out of that section.
And Dr. Phillips, Mr. Phillips' staff report dated October 29th has about 4 conditions. Have you received a copy of that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sorry. Yes, I've been in contact with Mr. Phillips about everything.
And any issues with the proposed conditions in Mr. Phillips' staff report?
No problems.
Before we let you go, I will go down, starting from the left, from the mayor. Any questions for the applicant?
Not from me.
Check it.
No question.
Mr. Malkin.
No questions.
Howard?
No questions, thank you.
Ms. Linsky?
I have a question, Mr. Phillips, actually. In your staff report, Tim, it says that the barn shown on the site plan shall not be used for the keeping of animals inside due to the location. Can you explain that a little bit?
The location of the barn is too close to the property line for animals to be kept in, so that's why we conditioned it as such, and it's not, I don't believe it's currently being used for any type of animals. I'm sure it was years ago, but that has gone away.
And that's okay with you, Dr. Phillips? It sounds like you're planning to use it for other.
Yeah, and it's a place where we can store our equipment underneath it, and then we can use it for classrooms. It's really very beautiful, but it's definitely not animal worthy.
Dr. Lee?
No question.
Just for a minute.
Just for curiosity, do you have any indoor space at all for the animals, or are they strictly outdoor 365 days a year?
Yeah, there's currently, on our current property, yeah, so yeah, we have barns and sheds and pens and everything, so definitely all of our animals are able to go inside get out of the elements. But when I mentioned that there's no indoor space, it was more for humans. We don't have any place for classrooms inside, but the animals all have great places inside.
Sounds like a wonderful place, and I'm probably gonna have to go down and see it someday.
Yeah, you should, it's really a lot of fun, the animals are amazing.
Hey, thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Phillips. At this time, we'll open the floor to any public comment on the application. Seeing none, we'll stay on the record. We do have a motion. Council, first I'll ask for a motion. Now, we'll close the public hearing afterwards, but we can either vote on the application this evening, or you can close the public hearing and table the motion as long as we take action 45 days from the close of the public hearing. Do I have a motion?
Yes, I move to approve conditional use application C-25-10-02 submitted by Karen Phillips of Hell Haven Farm Sanctuary for conditional use approval to allow the property located at 1630 Pegger Lane in the R1 zoning district to be used for animal husbandry, contingent upon compliance with the building inspector, zoning officer's staff report dated October 29, 2025. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Thank you. We'll send a notice letter following this public hearing. We'll close the public hearing. Because this was neither contested nor denied, there will be no findings of facts and conclusions of law that need to be generated. So you will have your approval with Mr. Phillips' letter.
Okay, moving on to motion number 6.
Move council accept proposal from Wetco Pro Car Wash to provide unlimited car wash services for 16 borough-owned vehicles at a cost of $5 per vehicle per month for a total of $960 for the year 2000. Should say 26, right? 2026.
Yes.
Okay, any discussion? Second. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Council accept the move the purchase of Cushman Easy Go hauling utility cart with clothing northward from Baker Equipment Systems of Macedonia, Ohio, at a cost of $10,734.47 through Sourcewell contract number 091024-JCS.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the installment for the declaration of the restriction and that covenant with the law and all the title and labor trust 2517 marathon drive for the MS sport and climate reduction and marathon basin with the retrofit project.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the instrument for declaration of restrictions and covenants with Carl M. Apel, Nancy C. Apel, trustees or their successors in trust under the Apel Living Trust dated February 15th, 1996, and any amendments thereto, 2478 Matterhorn Drive for the MS4 segment reduction Matterhorn Basin retrofit project.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Against? Abstained? Motion 9 carries.
Move to authorize the instrument for the declaration of restrictions and covenants with the Anchor Gold and Sarah Marie Gold 2519 Matterhorn Drive for the MS4 sediment reduction Matterhorn Basin retrofit project.
Second.
Any discussion? All those for? Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move the Accelerant National Insurance Company subdivision bond in the amount of $158,974.70 being held for the Deerfield Estates Plan Lots number 2A be reduced by $43,054.70, leaving a balance of $115,920 in accordance with the letter from LSSE Civil Engineers and Surveyors dated November 12th, 2025, and revised November 14th, 2025.
Any discussion? All in support? Against? Abstained? Motion carries. Mr. Director, would you introduce ordinance number 694-2025?
Certainly, this is ordinance number 694 of 2025. It is an ordinance of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, levying and assessing taxes for general and specific purposes for the year 2026. This will be advertised for potential action at the December 3rd special meeting.
Motion number 12?
Move to authorize change order number 1 for the Montgomery and Road Stormwater Project to increase the cost of the abstract section from the $135,502.50 to $145,562.50 due to reduction in the project scope and price estimation associated with materials that can no longer be purchased in the fall.
Second.
Any discussion? All in support? Against? Abstained? Motion carries. Mr. Director, would you summarize resolution number 1399-2025?
Certainly, this is resolution number 1399 of 2025. This is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, declaring certain personal property of the borough as surplus and authorizing its disposition by electronic auction sale.
Move to adopt resolution number 1399-2025, declaring a 2020 Ford Interceptor V, last 4 digits of the VIN number are 8431, as surplus personal property, declaring the estimated fair market value over $2,000, authorizing the sale and disposition at public auction on Monday, December 22nd, 2025 at 3 p.m. prevailing local time on the municipal bid online auction, and it gives the web address, and directing the secretary to advertise the sale.
Any discussion? All in support? Yes? Abstained? Motion 13 carries.
Move the cash bond in the amount of $12,000 being held for the easement encroachment agreement for 1502 Brimfield Drive, be reduced by $4,000, leaving a balance of $8,000.
Any discussion? All in support? Yes? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move to award the following 2025 bulk commodities bids as submitted to the Shercock Purchasing Alliance for its bid open October 30th, 2025. Snowplow Blades, Chemung Supply Corp. of Elmira, New York. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Against? Abstained? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel from Glassmere Fuel Service Incorporated of Curtisville, PA, 15032 under state contract number 4400012477 under parent contract number 4400011997 at prices based on OPIS plus the fixed margin prices noted in a letter from Glassmere dated November 12th, 2025.
Any discussion? All in favor? Against? Abstained? Motion carries. Mr. Yonker, would you summarize resolution number 1400-2025?
Yes, this is resolution number 1400 of 2025. This is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, declaring certain personal property of the borough as surplus and authorizing its disposition by electronic auction sale.
Move to adopt resolution number 1400 of 2025, declaring a 2006 German dump truck with a plow and salt spreader. Last 4 digits of VIN number are 6735 as surplus personal property, declaring an estimated fair market value of over $2,000, authorizing the sale and disposition at public auction starting on Monday, December 8th, 2025 on the municipal online auction site, and directing the secretary to advertise the sale.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against, abstained, motion carries.
Move to authorize the borough manager to execute the settlement agreement in a form acceptable to the solicitor, resolving the zoning enforcement action filed by the borough against Matthew J. Fisher and Gretchen Tomsko in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas at docket number AR 23-5822.
Any discussion?
Didn't we want to
Yes.
add, amend that a little bit to authorize the borough manager or council president?
Correct.
Yeah.
Any issue with that amendment, Mr. Malcolm?
No.
So amended.
We need a second again?
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against, abstained, motion 18 carries. Okay, comments, go ahead, all right?
No additional comments, Mr. President?
Nothing, Mr. President.
Nothing additional, Mr. President.
Nothing.
I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
No comments, time.
Nothing further.
Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Thanksgiving Part 2.
Yes, on November 15th, honorary Veterans Breakfast was very patriotic and very heartwarming. They opened with a welcome, national anthem, presentation of colors. 5 World War II veterans were honored, with 3 of them over 100. All branches of service were present, with 1 Merchant Marine and 1 Navy Wave. 57 veterans and guests attended. The keynote speaker was very experienced with these kind of breakfasts, and he knew all the 5 World War II veterans. Actually, was able to talk with them, get them to talk about their service. It was all really quite moving, and it was a day that I'll remember, and I know everyone there will remember for a long time. So we thank our veterans, all of our veterans. And, it was just a wonderful event. I wanted to share it with you. So happy Thanksgiving and thanks for attending tonight.
I also want to say happy Thanksgiving, and I also thought that the Hope Haven Sanctuary as a whole is really cool and has an awesome purpose. And yeah, just happy Thanksgiving.
Nothing further.
No comments.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for attending and happy Thanksgiving. Are there any hands raised online? Any? Yeah, sounds like no. Are there any other public comments? Okay, if not, taking a motion to, is it recess?
We're gonna adjourn, but we are gonna go into an executive session. No, votes will be taken, after it. Do you have the topics we can announce it now. We don't have to do it next one.
Personnel and litigation,
Property acquisition. Yeah.
yep, personnel and litigation. Thank you. We're adjourned.
We're adjourned.